Hello, my name is Paige Colwell, and I'm here today to talk to you a little bit about James Hall. James Hall was an art educator in the 19th century whom I believe contemporary art education practices have a lot to thank for. So let's jump in. In the 1890s, there was a shift in education. Modernist ideas had become popular in mainstream culture, including the belief that artwork should be created for the purpose of expression. This led to criticism of how was currently being taught, which was by following step by step mechanical drawing instructions. It was at this time that James Hall began to use brush and watercolor in his classroom instead of just pencil. Hall believed that in order to truly teach children art, we must recognize them as individuals and encourage individual thought instead of forcing them all to conform to a fixed outcome. Around 1900, James Hall, along with two other fellows, began publishing a magazine for art teachers called Applied Arts Book, which would later become the School Arts Magazine. Its stated mission was to promote sound art instruction. School Arts maintains that mission to this day and is still published and used by art educators across the country. I have a stack of them right now on my desk with page flags and sticky notes poking out from all sides. He developed a viewfinder method which art teachers still use today, and he encouraged the use of a method of critique in which students hang their work on the wall, which is followed by a class discussion of which pieces are the strongest, and then another discussion of how to make improvements to the pieces. This has become the staple method of analysis in the contemporary arts classroom. Some states, and I believe even the national standards, include it in the standards. While there have been several methods of critique developed since then, this basic technique remains the most common. James Hall's influence can be felt through classroom techniques to the school arts magazines and is still felt in art education today. In closing, as I learned more about him, I wondered why I had never heard of him before taking this course, and why when researching him it was difficult to find information. I believe based on the techniques that we still use in our classroom that I now know were developed by him, he deserves a little bit more credit than what he's currently getting.